Hello, beautiful people. It is Mark Moplaisir, the author of Strong Women, Fed Up Men, Defeated Sons, Broken Daughters. Check me out on my website, healingvibes.org. Check me out on Instagram, author Moplaisir. Check me out on Facebook, Mark Moplaisir, YouTube, Twitter. Yeah, check me out. All right, click on the buttons. All right, so quick word, and what we're gonna talk about, which I talked about in the book. No, really, it's not you, it's me. Ooh, accountability, taking, accepting your, right? So anyway, I talked about this in the book because a lot of times we are quick to say it's the other person, right? If we're hurt, if we're in a situation we that didn't turn out great, or that we feel like we didn't have a great experience, we're quick to say it was the other person. I've been there too. I've done that. But I realized in order for me to heal, in order for me to grow, in order for me to not repeat those things, those experiences, those situations, I needed to take responsibility for myself, for my shares. I needed to hold myself accountable. I needed to be the person who was in control of me, my life, right? And not give the keys to other people to drive me. This car, not a car, vessel. Anyway, so I had to get to that space where I had to accept, a lot of situations I found myself in was because of where I was emotionally, was because of past experiences, whether it was from childhood, with friends, with past relationships. Like those things, are almost like blueprints, right? So when you get into all these situations, and you get hurt by all of them, they become scars, they become blueprints that you always go back to, and look at them as you make decisions through life. And unless you get into a space where you can cleanse yourself from all those negative experiences or all those detrimental teachings, you will keep making decisions that will result in pain, disappointments, resentments, hurt, all those things, right? So, but for that to happen, to be able to get to that space where you don't end up being in those situations, you have to accept responsibility for your share in everything that happened, right? You can't blame other people all the time because you'll never learn. You can't not hold yourself accountable because you'll always be the victim. And every time you are the victim, you don't learn from that incident, right? From that experience. So you're always going to put yourself in situations that are going to result in the same outcome, right? So I talked about this in depth in the book. No, really, it's not you, it's me. It's me. And one example I give in the book is how I had to teach people how to treat me, right? I had to teach people how to treat me based on how I treated myself. I had to, pretty much, choose what I would accept from other people, right? What I was going to accept as far as behaviors, as far as interactions, as far as who I was going to allow into my space, because I am responsible for my life, right? I am responsible for what I decide to share, how much of myself I decide to share with others. Like, that's my responsibility. You know what I'm saying? So you have to take charge of you, because when something goes wrong, you have to reflect on where was I, right? Where was I emotionally that pretty much allowed me to be in that space? Where was I emotionally that, you know, made me made those choices instead of something healthier, instead of something more productive, instead of something that was going to result in something, you know, better, greater, right? Even though they're all learning experiences, but at some point you have to stop learning. I mean, you're always learning. Don't get me wrong, okay? But stop learning the same things, right? Stop, you know, experiencing the same things. That's what I mean. Never stop learning, right? That life is a learning process daily until the end of it, right? You're always learning. But it is important to hold yourself accountable. It is important to take, you know, your share of the responsibility. You know, if you want to grow, if you want to heal, if you want to, you know, start experiencing different, if you don't want to keep repeating the same things and blame other people, right? If every time, you know, you go through a situation and you always find fault in the other people, other person, you're not growing. You are not. You're gonna spend the rest of, you know, your being going through detrimental, horrible experiences because you're not learning. If it's always, you know, if it's always other people's fault, if the other person was was the wrong one, you know what I mean? You have to get to a space where you can, you know, become mature enough emotionally to say, you know what, that's where I was, right? I repeated the same thing that I did 5 years ago, 10 years ago, right? I remember this when I was a child. This is what made me make those choices. You know what I'm saying? I was empty. I was broken. I was hurt. I was looking for comfort. I was looking for somebody to make me feel complete and whole. So I made those choices. I put myself in those situations and end up, you know, being hurt. It's not other people's fault. You put yourself in it, right? I know we're not supposed to victim blame, but you know, if you want to grow, it's not, accountability is not blaming, right? When you hold yourself accountable, it's not that you're blaming yourself, it's that you're taking responsibility for your own life. You're taking responsibility for, you know, not having to repeat those same experiences. So again, I talked about this in the book, what I had to do to, you know, take charge of my own life, to take charge of my own well-being, okay, and become a better person, a healthier person. I had to take responsibility for me. I had to take responsibility for my share in hurt that I caused, right? I mean, you know, we cause hurt too. You know, so when we want to blame other people, we have to look at our share in the hurt, because we are willing participant in every situation, most situations at least. You know, we didn't just, you know, lay there and let things happen. You know, we contributed to you know, the experiences that we have. So it's only helpful to you and me and all of us to assume our share of those you know, situations and experiences. So that was the word. Again, no, really, it's not you, it's me. It's in the book. Check it out. Strong Women, Fed Up Men, Defeated Sons, Broken Daughters. It's on Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, my website, healingvibes.org. Check me out on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Follow, subscribe. What else do you do? Twitter? Yeah, so all that. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time.